What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and I would like to talk about Nvidia's dominance ruining gaming. So if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. Now I want to talk about this, and I want to be serious because we are getting to a point where we're going to start getting the new games that are going to be dropping with Nvidia 50 series optimizations for them. And as somebody that absolutely wants to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and knows that they bought an AMD GPU, and then when I look at the settings and stuff that they are bringing to the game, they're not even giving us full-on RDNA 3 or full-on Radeon features. So at this point, I have to look at this and be like, look, what is going on with these developers, bro? Is Nvidia really that scared that AMD's tech is better than theirs that they literally kneecap it with every game that they force this Nvidia stuff into? I'm all for like new tech being out there and doing whatever, but you know what, guys? They should have never brought me into the PC space because I'm not like that. I am not like that. Like, I'm pissed. And when I see my favorite developers skimping out on not bringing Radeon features, that makes me mad. That makes me very mad. Like, I get irritated. I'm like, how is it that you guys expect me and everybody else to pay for this game, but you're unwilling to fully commit and bring everything that we want or that we might need for our hardware selections to this game? Like, what does it mean to even be a PC gamer? What does it mean? Like, seriously, what does it mean? We need competition out there. We absolutely need competition from Intel, from AMD, from Nvidia, from all of them. We all need them to be firing on all cylinders and building awesome tech. But when I look at this, when I look at so many games since the last 2 years that I've started playing PC gaming, I've played countless AMD only games that only feature the AMD tech, and they don't even have Nvidia's DLSS or any of the Nvidia tech in there. And then I played these games that are full of this Nvidia stuff, which is basically beta features. If you want to get technical, most of the stuff that's going to be coming to the 50 series is going to be like more beta features, obviously a little bit more refined for last generation features, but still beta features nonetheless. And then, you know, you look at what Radeon brings. And it's like, look, Radeon is open source, so that's easier for these guys to be able to source code and stuff like that, to be able to put it into their games. How is this even possible, guys? Like, how is this even possible? Nvidia's dominance is going to ruin gaming. It's going to ruin gaming. If people don't literally start standing up and... At least when Nvidia pulls the crap like they double the price on you, stand your ground, guys. Buy an AMD GPU. Buy an AMD GPU. Do it just for shits and giggles. So at least you know what's out there, what other options you have. Do not. I was so mad. I was so mad with that 3080 gig. I was mad. Like, I was so mad. I was like, really? 4000 series is gonna bring all these features out and I don't even get to use them? I don't even get to use them? I just bought this GPU 4 months ago. And Nvidia is gonna come out and completely freaking gatekeep me from new features. I would have been an Nvidia fanboy just like the rest of you guys, probably forever. You guys I don't even think you guys understand how important backwards compatibility stuff is for me. That's like one of my like red lines, bro. If AMD really thinks that they're gonna skimp or skip FSR4 on 7000 series cards, oh boy, that's a mistake, man. That's a mistake. I left Nvidia over frame generation, right? Remember? I was like, really? I don't even get those features? I'm out. Peace. If you're not even gonna try to care about your old cards, I'm out. But now this time they're like, okay, well, multi-frame generation exclusive to our newest cards, but you guys can have better DLSS and ray reconstruction and blah 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 and transformers and all that stuff. That's probably going to gimp the performance of the 4000 series cards when they start trying to run all these new inference stuff from the new from new, like the new ray reconstruction, or the or like the or the neural rendering, or any of this stuff that's obviously going to be more computational heavier and need better hardware. Obviously, it's gonna like gimp the performance of these things. And you know what, guys? What if RDNA? What if FSR4 comes to RDNA 3, but it's literally just for the visuals? It doesn't do anything for anything else. What if it just only works for upscaling? I don't know. Like, I get so irritated with this stuff. I get so irritated with the marketing at the beginning of a generation. They're like, this is the newest and best and blah blah blah, and they're just like talking up this new tech. And then 2 years later, they're like, oh man, it's too weak to run the new stuff. It's too weak. It's just too weak. You can't do it. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. I'm like, dude, 2 years ago, you sold me a $1,000 GPU and told me it was the bee's knees. And then I didn't even get to use any of the damn features that you sold this on. You say it was an AI card, but now you're not going to let me have FSR4? Like, what AI shit does this card do? You know what I mean? Like, what AI shit does this card do? And then you got Nvidia selling you 40 series cards. They're like, yeah, this shit is the bee's niche. It's faster, it's better, and it has more ray reconstructions, and it has DLSS, and it has a frame generation, but it's not good enough to run the multi-frame generation. But the AMD cards can run multi-frame. You see where I'm going with this shit, guys? Like, I'm so sick and tired of being lied to. I hate it. I hate it. I'll tell you what, man. The one, like, that is a massive thing for me. Backwards compatibility. Now, when it comes to, like, if I had a 4080 Super Steel and the 5080 came out and they're like, okay, well, you get all of the other features, but you don't get the multi-frame generation, I'd be like, oh well, I guess games are gonna run like shit now because I don't get that. You know, and that's what everybody else is feeling right now too. You're like, is it gonna ruin your games? Probably, because Nvidia is paying developers to put this shit in their games. And it's like beta features. It's a beta feature, bro. Like, it's a literal freaking beta feature. I've run multi-frame generation on my AMD card, and I'm like, what the freak, dude? Like, sometimes it works and it feels good. Yeah, obviously it's gonna trick people, but is this really a feature that we should be relying on to provide a gaming experience? Oh, I don't know. Dude, I'm so torn right now. I'm so torn. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is my most anticipated game of 2025. And it's chocked full of this Nvidia crap that, man, I really hope this doesn't affect my experience on my AMD card. But I'll tell you another thing. Right now that irks me, that like really gets me. It's like, you're trying to tell me that PlayStation 5 Pro right there, you see that thing right there, PlayStation 5 and its proness, you're trying to tell me that thing can do machine learning, upscaling, but then AMD is going to be like, oh, well, it's not going to work on the 7000 series cards, you're not strong enough. I'm like, dude, it works on RDNA 2. It works on RDNA 2, and you're going to try to tell me that it won't work on RDNA 3. Don't play with my emotions, Mr. AMD. Don't try to feed me that crap. It ain't gonna work. Okay? Make it work. Get it doing it. You sold me the card, you said it had AI, blah, blah, blah. Make it work. I don't want to hear no dumb excuses. All of us paid our full price for these 7000 series cards that were barely an upgrade over the 6000 series cards. Make our damn AI work. What else was there to buy these cards from if AI wasn't gonna be that upgrade? Don't try to tell me this shit ain't gonna work, okay? There's a lot of smart people out there. I've been watching a lot of GPU Open. I've been reading a lot of those science papers and all of that stuff. Don't try to lie to me. Don't try to play with me. Don't try to tell me that this shit ain't gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work, and it's gonna work just fine. Is it gonna be as fast as the newer card? I don't know. I think the 7900 XTX is going to be just fine. Just fine. It's going to have more AI accelerators than the AI accelerators, the second gen AI accelerators that you're putting into the other one. Is a 7600 XT going to run super good? I don't know. It might do good. Obviously there's some scalability there, there has to be, but don't try to tell me that a 7900 XTX with twice as many or significantly more AI accelerators can't run what RDNA 4 is going to do on par, or at least on par. Don't try to feed me that nonsense, okay? I'm not dumb. I wasn't born yesterday. I know how this marketing shit works. I know that you want to prop up the new product and try to sell it, but do not go back on what AMD stands for in terms of backwards compatibility, in terms of open source. You know, as soon as you drop this, somebody's going to get into the open source and they're going to make it work. And then you're going to look like fools. Then you're going to look like liars, just like Nvidia does. Don't do that. Don't even take that chance. Just make this shit work. Just make it work. To be completely honest, if you look at it this way, okay, you sold these cards. There's a finite amount of 7000 series cards on the market. You bring FSR4 to the 7000 series cards and you make it work good. You make it, you do it and you be proud of it. You make a product that you are proud of and you stand by it. Every single person that bought a 7000 series card, they're going to be like, you know what, man? I won't even look at Nvidia. I won't even look at Nvidia when the next cards come out. I will automatically auto buy a new AMD GPU. You want market share? You want mind share? That's where you start. Every single one of us that already bought a 7000 series card, if we don't get FSR4 on our GPUs, why buy AMD? Why buy AMD? Fine wine is a moniker that AMD has received because they age like fine wine. They get better over time. Make that come to fruition, and people that bought these cards are going to be happy. Word of mouth. I mean, I'm making content for them. Seriously, I don't want to have to be one of those guys that's like, I don't want to have to be, I like AMD right now. I like AMD. If they do this to the AMD guys that bought 7000 series cards, I mean 6000 series cards too. I mean, honestly, AMD, you really should make it work on the RDNA 2 because it works on that PlayStation 5 Pro. You should really make it work on there. You should find a way to do it, to make it work. I get it that it takes research, development time, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But you're the underdog. You're trying to convince people to buy your product. You need to make these features work. You need to make them work. It took you a while to get in there. I hear what Frank was saying about ray tracing, being like, look, man, it was like a beta feature, but now it's actually people are baking it into, we kind of got to take it seriously. We were focusing on other stuff. Yeah. Show us that extra work that you put in really is going to pay off, because right now, when it comes to Nvidia having all this market share and their damn dominance, it is ruining gaming. It's ruining gaming. Like it is. If you buy another GPU from a different vendor, sometimes you never know what to expect. You never know if the developers are going to provide product support for the games that you buy. You never know. Like I live in constant anxiety for the games that I want to play. Every time I see that damn Nvidia branding, I live in constant anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I really want to play this game. I love this game. I love my AMD experience. Please, AMD, do not let me down. Thankfully, so far it's been fun. Like I've been able to turn the Nvidia stuff off and play and have a good experience. But we're going into a new generation now. We're crossing over the new generation. I bought a top-of-the-line AMD GPU. I need to have a good experience on that card for a couple more years, at least, until there's another high-end AMD GPU. Now, 9070 XT, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna cover it on the channel, of course, absolutely. But if the 7900 XTX cannot deliver a playable experience on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I gotta buy it and I gotta play it on my new 5080, That's just AMD, you know, like, I mean, like what the heck, bro? That sucks. That sucks. No, it doesn't suck. I mean, like, obviously playing it on whatever, like, I don't give a shit. I'd play it on an Xbox. I'd play it on a PlayStation. That doesn't matter, but I want to play it on my AMD GPU. I want to fully experience that on my 7900 XTX or on my 9070 XT. And I mean, I guess if I need to play it on a 5080, whatever, I'll play it on a 5080. So yeah, but Nvidia's dominance, guys, is really starting to it's really starting to tip the scales in an unhealthy way, and we do need more gamers to actually stand up, put their money where their mouth is, and at least give AMD a try. There are two solid choices for GPU, and the more of you that buy AMD, think about it this way. And I can attest to this. I've been using AMD for about almost 19 months now. Almost 19 months. And this is the conclusion that I've come to. And this is a fair representation. Yes, I've had to turn off the Nvidia features 90% of the time. I had to turn them off. If it was an older game, you know, like Cyberpunk or something like that, I could turn some of the Nvidia features on and have a good experience. So I can at least attest to that. That you will have a good enough experience that you can be proud that you bought an AMD experience. Like, I think that the positives for AMD are going to outweigh the things you're going to give up for Nvidia. I really do. I mean, gamer to gamer, I really do think that you would be able to appreciate the Radeon experience. Maybe not as much as your new features that you get from Nvidia, but you're definitely going to pay less money. And you're definitely going to get more bang for your buck when it comes to hardware, you know, like VRAM, all of that stuff. You're definitely going to get more. You're going to feel like you bought a well-rounded, robust card that's good enough. That's good enough to deliver on everything that you want, at least for that whole generation. But we're still seeing 6000 series guys every day talking about how good their experience still is. So that makes me feel like you at least get 2 generations so far. And we'll find out. The 6000 guys are going to be playing these new games this year. We're on 7000 series going to be playing these games this year. So we're going to find out. Well, I mean, we'll definitely find out. I definitely listen to those guys when they speak because I did not have the opportunity to play around with 6000 series, but I did play around with 30 series GPUs from Nvidia. I do regret not being able to try 6000 series AMD GPUs, but as things go, man, like, we need better support for AMD, and we need more of you guys to actually buy an AMD GPU and try it. At least try it. Instead of running around talking about how much better Nvidia is without really even trying it yourself, guys. I think that is like the worst thing you could ever do. That's why I've always pushed myself on this channel to, at least if I'm going to badmouth something, I need to buy it. And I need to gain my own experience because I need to have a firm, solid foundation to stand on. I don't hate Nvidia, I really don't, but I do not like their flash in the pan tactics when it comes to GPUs. But then again, man, if I was an Nvidia, like, if I would have just stayed with Nvidia, say I would have tried AMD. So I would have bought the AMD card and I've been like, this is trash, and then got on Nvidia, I guarantee it, I'd be at the top and I would upgrade every generation. Boom, 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 boom. Wouldn't even question it anymore. If my experience with AMD would have been bad, I would have just went to the top Nvidia and I would have just rolled with it and just upgraded every generation. No problem. No harm lost. I'm getting what I want. Obviously, the experience on AMD didn't give me what I wanted, but now I'm torn because I have tried them both. There are things that I absolutely love from Nvidia, and there's things that I just, the biggest thing, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you. I like Nvidia. I love AMD. There's just features on AMD that I am unwilling to give up. Unwilling. Like, I am unwilling to give up my color science from AMD. I'm unwilling. And I know you guys tell me all the time that you're crazy frog, you can do it on Nvidia. I've spent enough money on Nvidia, and I've tried and I've sat there and I cannot reproduce it. It just looks better to my eye on an AMD. So yeah, there's that. That's one thing that I'm unwilling to give up. Like, I'll buy another Nvidia whole setup and I'll have it sitting there because that's what I'm going to do. That's where we're going with this. We're going to have a full-on Nvidia setup and a full-on AMD, and I'll be able to look at them and I'll be able to try them and I'll be able to see, without having to take out a GPU and put it in. A lot less time lost before being able to try it. So that there's definitely a thing that's going to happen. But in terms of, you know, as it sits right now, like, yeah, dude, I can't give up Adrenaline software. I refuse to give up Adrenaline software. I like the interface. I like the usability. I like the being able to get in there and customize things significantly more than the Nvidia. But Nvidia is building an app. So that experience is going to improve and it is going to get better. You know what I mean? Like it's not like when it comes to PC stuff and my affinity or my let me just be clear with you guys. I'm really not a fanboy. I'm really not a fanboy of anything. I guess you could. I really do appreciate the stuff that I'm using, but dude, I'm 44 years old. Tech comes and goes. Like it's come and gone for a long time. Shit that I was using back in the 90s, man. You know what I mean? Like tech comes and goes. Brands come and go. We've seen a lot of brands come and go over the years. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I do absolutely believe this with every fiber of my being that there is a good enough experience with AMD to rival what Nvidia sells. As long as you are 100% using this as a gamer. When it comes to productivity, if you use specific apps that are AMD friendly, you're going to have a good time. If you're trying to run stuff that is 100% just designed for Nvidia to run on CUDA, yeah, it's going to struggle, man. It's going to struggle. And that's your fault for not doing any type of research to find a program that will fit your needs that is going to be performant on your AMD GPU. So say all the negative stuff about AMD that you want to, but at least accept the fact that there are programs and there are things out there that run just fine on AMD, and you can do the same thing that you do on the Nvidia card with an AMD card. So productivity wise, yeah, you got ROCm support, all of this stuff. You can use all of these features on your AMD experience to get a better thing. But yeah, Nvidia's damn dominance, bro, is ruining gaming. It is. It's ruining gaming. It's making it so like people feel the same anxiety that I'm feeling right now over Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like I have anxiety and it sucks. I don't want to have that anxiety. Nvidia, if you watch this video, send me out an Nvidia setup so I can play that game. All right, guys. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.